Hello guys and welcome to a new video. Well, today's video is going to be about how to start in Lost Ark. I'm gonna give you some tips on how you can start, some stuff that I wish I would have known when I was beginning the game, and basically all the stuff you need to know or you need to do from 1 to 50 with your first character or with alts. Well, so let's get right into it. Okay, so first of all, you need to choose your character class, right? Which is obvious. It's an MMORPG. You need a character that you play with. Well, first of all, we made already a guide where I'm talking about the classes. So I'm not gonna go over all the classes in here and talk about what they do and what not. Just something real quick you need to understand. We have our primary classes basically, so we can choose to be a warrior, a magician, a fighter, a hunter, an assassin, and each of those classes has subclasses. That means a warrior can be a berserker, a destroyer, a warlord, or a holy knight. We're probably not gonna get the same classes on our release, but it has the same sentence. And the reason why I tell you that is you can pick up a warrior, and at level 10, when you enter a test realm, you can test your class. So basically you can test how it is to be a berserker, you can test attacks from a destroyer, you can test attacks from a warlord and from a holy knight if you are a warrior. And after that, you have to choose what class you want to be. So you can choose to be a berserker or destroyer or whatever, but this is permanent. So that means as soon you chose your class, you cannot change this anymore. While you can always create a new character and get another class, you can have like 3000 million warriors, and you can skill one of them berserker, one destroyer. But as soon you picked it up, you're gonna stay berserker for, well, the rest of the life of this character. And this is so important. Well, I mean, if you chose a berserker and at level 20 you mention that you want to switch to destroyer, well, then maybe switch directly the character and not wait until you are level 50, because you cannot change this anymore. So, and well, with this information that we got, you chose now your class. So I'm a warrior, I'm a berserker on this character. So again, we cannot change this. One thing that you can always change is your skills. This is also really important to know, because then you know that when you start the game, you don't have like to save your skill points for something special until you know what you want to skill, but you can always skill your skills and also respec for free. It never costs anything. Even if you are max level, you can always do this for free. Then you can click on save here. So this skill is now skill level 5. You can put points again on it, and it's now skill level 8. So we're just gonna respec this whole skill over here. This is a cyclone, right, like a whirlwind attack. And just to show you what is really important also to know while you are skilling, again, we are not going to talk about all the different skills you have on a class. This is for class guides later on. But something that is really important to know, you have this, well, runes or like phases in between of your skills. So that means if a skill is level 4, you can skill one of those things here, like on the first row. So that means, as an example, for this cyclone skill, we called skill light steps. Berserker's movement speed while using this skill is increased by 10%. Or we can choose this, skill duration increased to 4 seconds. So we can cyclone longer, or we can be faster. We can also skill this so the cooldown is reduced. Okay, so when we are skill level 4, we can skill one of those. So we can just pick one out of the 3 things. And then, this is important to know, because if a skill is skill level 3, it doesn't really make a lot of difference from skill level 1, right? So if you want to skill a skill, level it at least to level 4, that you can have the first row. And then you need, for the next step, you need to have skill level 7, and then you can choose something from the second row. At skill level 10, you can choose all the things. Okay, so they're like always steps that you want to reach with your skills. I mean, you can always respec and whatever, so feel free to try everything out and get like the skills that you like the most or where you think that is helping you the most until you search up for a special guide for that class, and then you know exactly what you want to skill, right? But feel free to test everything. The level phase is not so hard. You can go around with every skill, just basically shows what you like. And then you can skill this. But something again that is really important, you need to remember skill level 4 is important because then you have the first row, level 7 is the next step, and level 10 is the last step. That's about the skills. You can also make different skill trees. This is mostly more for later. Like as an example, you can have the skill tree number 1, and there you can save a skill tree for like AoE skills, right? So if you're just during leveling. On the second set, you can maybe make like a skill tree for yourself where you do more single target against bosses. While you could also switch that in the level phase. I don't really know anyone that is going so try hard in the level phase because again, it is really easy, but there's the opportunity for this. Okay, now, since we picked our class, we know now how the skill system works. We're gonna talk about something that is also really important and it's also quite helpful. You normally get a quest like nearly directly after level 10 where you chose your class. You get a quest that tells you that you have to go to a waypoint and you have to use it. Well, this is optional, so some peoples are missing that step. Like you can port on this waypoints. Well, we didn't click on this waypoint now, so that's why this is gray and we cannot click on this. But we can port to this waypoint over here because we activated it already. We was once there and we picked it. And it cost us 34 silver. This is not a lot, like you get so many silver during the level phase. Like you never have to worry about porting you somewhere, right? We can click OK. And then our character is making like a 4-5 second cast or whatever. And then we port over there. So we are directly here. Also one thing that also works, if you press tab, you get the map of your area, right? So you can also press Alt and then left click and you can also port over there. If you press on this without Alt, you're just basically gonna do, well, I have auto attack on left click. If I would have running on left click, I would run, right? But yeah, it doesn't work. So you need to press Alt, left click, and then you can also port from here. This is basically something like quality of life, right? So you don't have like to press M and then like choose over here. You can just, while you are running, have it with tabulator and then just port over here, right? Like I use this map often. Like I nearly have it always open when I'm running over somewhere. Well, if like I'm like we don't see anything, right? This is more transparent, so we're gonna use this. And then whenever you come to a new city, let's say we just entered this zone, we have quests here to take. The first thing we always gonna do, if there's a waypoint, we're gonna activate that skill, that waypoint. Because sometimes we accept the quest, then we have to kill, as an example, monsters over here where I'm with my cursor, and then we have to go back to the town. So if we took the waypoint, we can just port back. It's way faster than running over there again. If we miss to take that waypoint, well, we have to run the whole way again and we just waste time. And then, well, now we talked also about the waypoints. You're gonna accept quests. Before we are talking about what quests are important, general information on all the quests. If you press J, you can open your quest tab, and these little squares are basically telling you that you are, well, have this quest over here or not, that you are like following the quest line, right? So in case you have like quests that you don't want to follow, that are like old or you want to do them later, you can just deactivate them to hold this here clean. But yeah, if you have the quest that you want to do, you have this little, well, arrows over here, like this little icons, and you can click on this. And this basically shows you directly in what area these quests are. Well, we can see now if we click on this area here is lightening up, so it is over there. And well, over here we have then to do the quest, right? So this is like always in the in-game. It always shows you like if you have to kill monsters, it shows you a circle around the area where the monsters are spawning. So the quest system is really straightforward and straight up and really easy. But if you click on this, it actually shows you always direct the areas and whatever. So you can see directly where you have to go. And this is again a really big quality of life. One thing I want to mention here, there's like no auto run to a quest or auto play or something like that, because there are like a lot of mobile games that have like a function like this as well. And then they also have like auto play. This game is not for auto players, like you have to play yourself. But yeah, still, this is really helpful, right? So in case you don't know where to go, yeah, you can do this. Okay, well, so now let's talk about quests. One thing that is important to know, I'm here on an alt character. So this is Leonhard is the first area you're gonna start with level 10 after you chose your class. And over here you see I have a lot of quests over here. All the yellow quests are side quests. Like quests like that are pink are affinity quests. Affinity is a system where you talk with NPCs and well, you get rankings from them and later you get items. If they are like more friendly to you, you get more items. While just once at a time, and there are account bonds, so once per account. But at some point you want to reach this things because they can be really good. But yeah, as you see, I haven't done any of those. And there is a reason why. But let's first tell you how the main story quests are looking, because those you have to do. And well, there's an easy reason for that, because without the main story quest, you not come farther in the progress and you cannot enter the endgame dungeons and stuff like that. So when you are at the end, you need to be level 50 and have all the main story quests done. This counts for every character. So basically, the orange quests are your main story quests. And after you are 36 normally, you're gonna have blue quests, like you're gonna sail on your ship, and then your main story quest turns into this kind of blue quest, and this is your new main story quest. The reason for this is you have all the time normal quests until you get your main story quest, finding the Ark. You need to get 7 shards, and like on every continent there's like 1 shard to get, and for this you have to do the blue quests. And so on, after 36 basically, when you sail the first time with your ship, they turn into blue. Okay, so with all that knowledge, right, we know main story quests are orange, they turn after we sail the first time with a ship into blue. We have yellow quests, which are side quests. We have this pink quests, which are affinity quests. And well, later on, I don't really know if I have somewhere purple quests, but instead of pink, it's like purple. That are quests that give you permanent stats. And well, exactly, they give you mostly like intellect, bravery, charm, kindness. Mostly, sometimes also like strength, intelligence, or dexterity for your character. And these permanent stats are account bound. As well, there are yellow chain quests. So sometimes when you do a yellow side quest, they turn into a chain quest. So they will look like this button here. So if like it's still a yellow quest, but with like a chain through it, right? So it is a chain quest. If you click on it, you can see you have to do 4 different quests to get this potion, and it gives you stats. They are account bound. That means you just have to do this kind of quests one time for your account. They count for every character that you create after this. Intellect, bravery, and stuff like that, you need to have to talk with certain NPCs. It's also like really important for the affinity system, but not only though, but mostly. So you're gonna get this permanent stat while doing them the first time. And that's also basically the reason why I would recommend you, if it is your first character, just literally do every quest. Well, that's really simple, right? You don't have to think about anything, just do every quest. And the reason for this is because you want to do the chain quest and you want to do the purple quest as well. You want to do everything to get this permanent stats. They help you out. They're not like a really big deal, but they help you out. And at some point you also get a quest where you get skill points as an example, and that's really big. But other than this, you want to have that, and at some point you want to do it anyways. So in case you're not caring about the first level 50 when we have our server start, then just take your time, do this. You have all the time of the world. You don't have to hesitate yourself. Just take your time, do it. Well, it's going to take longer at the end, but yeah, again, just do it. Also, you're gonna be easily level 50 once you can reach the end game if you have done all the quests. You're gonna be even level 50 a bit earlier, but that doesn't matter. If it is now your alt character, again, like as you see, I'm on an alt now, and I haven't done any of those quests as an example. Well, the reason for this is again, because we have the permanent stats and side quests give you a lot less XP than the main quests. So basically, the level progress is like this. You're gonna start in Artemis, then you go to Oidia, West Lutheran, East Lutheran, and here you're gonna sail the first time with your ship. That is why there's like this dog symbol, right? And you're gonna sail over Tortag. Then you do quests over here in these areas. Then you're gonna sail to Anhik. And until that point, you're always only gonna do the story quests, nothing else. Like you don't have to do any side quests. But as soon you reach Arthetine, and you're gonna be around level 44 when you are in Arthetine, you wanna do every quest in here. The reason for this is basically the last area before the main game begins. The main game, or like the end game, begins in North Burn. We still have to do like a little quest chain, but we need to be level 50 in order to accept the quests over there. And well, to make sure that we get level 50, we are a little bit behind in XP, and that's the reason why we do every quest in Arthetine. So again, here you just do the story quests, here you just do the story quests. In Arthetine you do every quest you can find, every yellow quest, every purple quest, every story quest obviously, until you are finished. And when you are finished with this area, you should be 49 and like 80% or so, and then you have to do like 2 or 3 more quests over here, and this is going to help you to be level 50, and at that point you also need to be level 50 to continue. And then you're gonna finish this area, and then the end game begins. But yeah, again, we aren't talking here about the end game, but this is the level progression. So this is basically all you need to know. I hope I didn't really forgot something important, but I think not. Well, something as well, if you press escape, right? I mean, there are shortcuts for every menu, but just in case you forget at like some point what was the shortcut, as an example, to get your mounts, well, you can just press escape and then click on mounts. Otherwise, the shortcut for getting mounts is Alt V, I think. I'm not even so sure. Is it Alt V? Yep, it is. But yeah, so obviously if you know the shortcuts, it's a bit faster. But other than this, you can always find all these options over here and with escape. But yeah, so I hope this is a little bit helpful. It are just some little tips, right? Like the most of the stuff is like kind of obvious. But in case someone doesn't know anything, as an example with the skill tree, so you know that you don't have to fear that it costs anything to reskill. So you don't have to worry about it. The level phase in this game is really easy. Also, if you want to have like an estimated time, I would say on your first character, you're probably gonna need like 20 up to 30 hours. The reason for this is quite simple. We're gonna have cutscenes that we cannot skip on the first character. After you have played through the story one time, you can always skip them, so that saves you a lot of time. But the cutscenes are really good, so it is worth to check them out. The story is really nice. But yeah, then other than this is one reason. The second reason is on the first character, again, you want to do the side quests. to get the permanent stats, and obviously if you do more quests, well, you need more time. On the second character that you level, you're probably gonna need somewhere between 15 to 20 hours. Well, the reason for that is basically the same, well, the equivalent reason for taking long on your first character. You can skip the cutscenes and you don't have to do all the side quests. And well, that's basically it. Again, this is like pure playtime while questing. If you play slower, if you just want to chill and whatever, of course you need longer. But that's also fine, like there's no point in rushing or whatever. Unless you want to be like the first guy that kills any certain raid boss. But that is just like 0.1% of the players of the game that really care about this. This game is really beautiful, so take your time to enjoy it. It is really, really nice. The combat system makes a lot of fun. I really enjoy this game. This game is going to be my new main game, and well, I can just recommend it to you guys. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I could help you a little bit, and hopefully see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.